Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. So today it's another uh, update to my readathon history challenge. So as I said in the last clip, I didn't really feel like reading that much then, and yeah, I didn't really read that much during the weekend. Saturday and Sunday I didn't read at all. I end up on Saturday I film a lot. I have a big video coming out Friday. You can look forward to that one. And then on Sunday, I had to redo some of the clips, so that was annoying. And then I kind of ended up just watching Lucifer because Lucifer. But yeah, so I didn't really read that much during the weekend. But it's a 2-week readathon. It's not like you have to read every day. It's not even like you have to read that many books. It's up to you really. And yeah. So yeah. So I was a bit unsure yesterday what I was gonna pick up because I had finished some books. Well, I suppose I could pick back up some books I started, but I end up picking up new books. And what I end up doing, I end up picking up this one, 1814 nära på, 1814 Close Call. So this is the book that tells the story about 1814, that year, or more specifically, about how Norway got its constitution. We got a constitution on the 17th of May that year. That's why we celebrate that date. And yeah, this gives a very good overlook on like all the people involved and all the parts and all that stuff, really, like where stuff happened and stuff. And as you might have guessed, it's a children's book. It's aimed at children, but I would say it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm 28 and I love this book. It was just, I would say, like, in a way that I suppose the only way you can kind of guess it's a children's book is that because it's not huge, and also there's illustrations here and there. But like, I mean, illustrations, why is it like illustrations are like perfect and accepted for children's books, but when you're adult you can't really have illustrations? I mean, it seems like it's a no for some reason. I don't know. I really like illustrations. But yeah, this book, except the illustrations, there was also like the fact that like lots of words are explained, and there's like it's not really used like very it's not really used many it's not they don't really use like scientific terms or like very difficult words to explain stuff. It's just very easily explained. I would say that's really good because it's not like, even if me as a 28-year-old, maybe I wouldn't really understand if it was like a hard-hitting uh, social science book focusing on this, because that one might be too dense. So yeah, I would say like this works very well, really. And yeah, you might be like, well, if it's a children's book, is it condescending? Is it boring? Is it uh, film like some of the other books I read last week? Like, is it like irrelevant and just uninteresting? No, I love this book. Loved it. It's done so well, so well. You got like a look at, yeah, as I said, you get a look at all the different people that are involved. You get like some backstory, and you get like the build up, and then you have like the opposite of build up, that's build down. I suppose you don't really say that, but yeah. So you have both like the build up till the 17th of May, and also what happened afterwards. And like the author, it starts like with a preface or prologue with like where the author talks to his friend, and you soon discover that the friend he's talking to is his dog. So that's quite really a fun, really a fun a fun a fun trope. It's not a trope. A fun a fun what word am I looking for? A fun key, a fun element. I'm just gonna say element. A fun element. I really enjoy that. And yeah, I love this book. Highly recommend it. Though of course, if you're seeing this, you're probably most likely not Norwegian, so you can't read this because it's in Norwegian. Though if you're learning Norwegian, pick it up because yeah, it's not that difficult to understand. But yeah, so I started this yesterday. I got like I think I got like 1 or 2 chapters into it, liked it, but I ended up like doing most of the other stuff. And then I finished it today. It's not long, it's just like, though it's one of the long ones that I got from the library. It's 140 pages, so it's a decent book, really. It's not huge, but it's not tiny. And yeah, I also say, like, do you have any complaints about the book? I won't really say so, because I feel like it gives a good overview look on all that happened, and I don't really feel like there's anything missing from it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I suppose the feminist in me would maybe say, like, there was really not that much talk about the females around this topic, and like, yes, all the people who wrote the Constitution were men, yeah, but like, I mean, there probably had to be like some females involved somehow, like the wives of some people. Maybe they had something to talk about. Or maybe they did something, but there were really no mention of them. Like, there were mention of two of some females, but mostly they weren't really in it. So that's kind of annoying. And yeah, but other than that, highly enjoyed it. Highly enjoyed it. So yeah, I finished this around 11 on this morning, this mid-afternoon. No, morning. Let's say it's morning. What is 11? Is it in the morning, or is it? I mean, because like when 11 in the morning, it's not morning, but it's not evening. So yeah, let's just move on. And then yeah, I'll just do it like that. Then I picked up this one, Yngstemann by Eidsvoll. So it's told around the point of view of the youngest on the Eidsvoll, which is the place that the Constitution was made. This one disappointed me highly. I end up not even finishing it, even though it's not a long book. It's just 40 pages. I suppose maybe I could have forced myself to read, but I suppose it's kind of mixed, because I recently read this one, so I knew a lot of this stuff. Because I recently finished this one. It's about the same topic, so I knew a lot of the stuff that was mentioned in this one. I also felt like, okay, so the idea is that the people from made a constitution, some of them we know a lot about, some of them we don't. This person we don't know that much about. We know that he was 17 when he signed it, and we know he was a sailor in the Navy. And that's more or less it. Like, we don't really know that much. He didn't have a diary. We don't really know so much. So if you're gonna write about him, you should really be a good writer. And this writer, yeah, it was just so dry, and I didn't really feel like a 17-year-old voice. And no. Even though this book is short, I'm not gonna force myself to read stuff that I'm just biting my fingers, biting my teeth, and not enjoying it at all. No. So yeah, this one I DNF'd. Not for me. I suppose maybe, like, who would enjoy this? I suppose maybe if you're 5 or 6, you might enjoy it, because you learn to read. You could learn it, like, you could read it a bit now and then, like your dad can read to you, you can read yourself, and it's not like that difficult. Like, I suppose it's kind of big-ish. I suppose maybe if you're 7, 8, so like if you just mastered to read, you can read this because it's easy to read. And suppose if it's your first book, you can read this one first and then this one. I suppose that would be a better way of doing it. But yeah, for me, it was a bummer. And I would say, if you're interested in Norwegian history, if you can read Norwegian, don't pick this up if you're an adult, because so yeah, that's another disappointment. It's quite sad, really. And then we have Norske Spioner, which is Norwegian spies. And yeah, this is another one of the library books, as you might have guessed. It's as well not long. It's 6 pages. I DNF'd it as well, because it was just, I don't know. I feel like maybe this is probably more aimed at like 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds. I suppose they're all aimed at people who are younger, but like I feel like some of them, like, I feel like some books that aimed at children can, like, they have like they can like be written like aimed at 8-year-olds, but 80-year-olds will love it as well. Like, for example, Percy Jackson. It's written for 8-year-olds, but many people over that love it. And yeah, so some books have like that kind of old age appeal. This one didn't really do that. It was written just simple, and it wasn't really. I felt like it was written very dry. Like, you had a names and spies, and then you have like, did you think that? Did you think that? And it wasn't really elaborated or drawn out. Yeah, yeah, I do not like it at all. Hopefully, other people will write about Norwegian spies because that would be fun to read about. But and I think I've read about somewhere in other books. But yeah, this book in itself, nah, no, no, no. So yeah, I finished one and DNF2, and that's what I've done today so far. Oh yeah, I forgot. I did say like I started this one yesterday, and I did. But I also just updating you. I also listened more to Twisted, the History of Black Hair by Emma Dabiri. It's an audiobook, so I went for a walk yesterday and I listened to it. Still really, really enjoying it. And yeah, I did say that I thought I might listen to audiobooks and do a jigsaw puzzle. I had planned to do that, and that kind of didn't happen. I mean, so far it's been raining, but it hasn't been raining non-stop, so I feel like I might go outside. I haven't really been feeling that interested into jigsaw puzzling so far. I might do it still, who knows? But yeah, so far I haven't done it. So yeah, then the question is, what am I gonna read next? Because I finished with these three, well, two DNFs and one of them I finished. I've finished all my library books, so none of them are like prudent to read more. I have one more, but that's not historical fiction, non-fiction. Well, yeah. So I have finished all those, and they're like, as you see, most of them are short, so like they're easy. Like lately, I've been like, I want to read, but I don't know what to read, and then when you're in that kind of mood, it's kind of just easier to just pick up something short, and yeah, so it's just easier to just fly through it. And yeah, so what I'm gonna read next, I'm not sure. As I said earlier, I did start Dear's Blue by Tracy Reese. I did enjoy it. I haven't read more in it because I don't really know. I just haven't. But yeah, I might pick that one back up. Pick that one back up again. Might do that. I also might start this one, Fountains of Silence by Richard Sepetys. It's YA historical fiction. It's centered around the Civil War in Spain, so in the 1940s. And I've heard lots of good things about Rapid. It's a chunker, but I suppose you could start. And it's not like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm way too serious with readathons. Like it's not like if I have a big TBR and I don't finish it, it's not like then that the creators will say like, Renee, you're a bad reader. There's no punishment for not finishing all your TBR. I mean, it is what it is, really. So sometimes I just kind of, I see some people who would say like they want to read this and this and this book, and then I might start this and this book. So like, I might start some book and then not finish them all. That might happen. That does happen sometimes when I do readathons. So I might start this one and simply not have a goal to finish it because it's chunky. Well, it's chunky. It seems more chunky than it is. It's for 450 pages, so it's not long, but I suppose it's because of the hardcover, it seems longer. And there's some like pages where there's blank. So yeah, I suppose in the theory it's shorter than that. But yeah, I might start that one. Might also I think I might also do this, read more on this one, in a bowl of rum. I suppose kind of this one I'm pretty sure probably will finish because it's not huge and it's so far it's just so easy to read. Why haven't I finished it yet? I just haven't. But yeah, out of all the books that I haven't finished yet, I'm pretty sure this one will be one of those I'll finish because yeah, not long, an interesting topic, and yeah. I also kind of plan to maybe like do one of the drinks in this one while filming a video later this week, so I might do that. And yeah, so that one I might pick up. So might pick up today. I'm not sure. Might pick up tomorrow. Who knows? And yeah, and then I do have these four left on my TBR. I have Vienna 1814, so 1814 book in English. Actually, I have one of those as well. So this is more like about the 1814 in like the European idea, so European perspective. So it's more like Napoleon Bonaparte and all those stuff, but it does connect to Norwegian the Norwegian elements, the Norwegian aspects to it this year. So yeah, I might pick up this one. Well, I have it on the TV, so yeah. And then we have this one, the Myth of Explorer. It's also not long, so yeah. And then we have a little history of archaeology. This one I might not get you on thinking. Well, why I'm saying that, I know, just them. And then I also have Unveiling Love by Vanessa Riley. So it's a Regency romance, historical romance with a black protagonist or person of color protagonist. She's half Spanish, half Egyptian. And yeah, that's her. And yeah, I saw Vanessa Riley in the Social Book Fest earlier this year. Loved her and really want to read all the books. So this is one of her own so far. And yeah, I kind of really want to get to this one. But as I said, I don't really know which I'll get to when, but that's the kind of the rest of my TBR. And yeah, I'll update you later when I have something to update you about. Bye bye! It's me, Renee. I'm back. So, for some reason, I felt like coughing. I don't know why. But yeah, so this is gonna be my last for this time update on my history readathon challenge. Well, history challenge readathon. I've been, as you might have noticed, updating you and vlogging throughout. Well, I've been making clips throughout. I haven't posted throughout, but yeah. I don't remember exactly what I said the last time, like where I dropped up the last clip. And right now I can't bother to check it out. But I think, and excuse me if this is if this is me repeating myself, but I think I didn't tell you that on Tuesday I actually listened to a whole audiobook more or less. So I think actually I started on Wednesday, but yeah, I finished it on Tuesday, and it was the Killings at Kingfisher Hall by Sophie Hannah. It's a historical mystery. It's so a little fun backstory, at least fun. But yeah, so the Agatha Christie estate, they reached out to Sophie Hannah, already established crime author, and asked her, I think maybe 5 years ago now, to write her Hercule Poirot stories. So it's stories set with her Hercule Poirot, but it's not Hercule Poirot and Hastings or Hercule Poirot and Miss Lemon or any of the known side characters. It's Hercule Poirot and then a new investigator, Inspector Catchpole. So yeah, so far there's been 3 out, and this was the 4th book. And yeah, as I said, it's called The Killings at Kingfisher Hall. It came out actually last week, so it's quite fresh. It's a new book, new release. And yeah, I would say I highly enjoyed it. It's very well. I would say all of those new Hercule Poirot books by Sophie Hannah are great stories, but yeah, this one just was so good. Highly enjoyed it. It was so unpredictable. I couldn't guess anything at all. And yeah, throughout it was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And yeah, unpredictableness. I like the setting. I like the characters. They weren't likable, I suppose, but they were interesting. They weren't boring. And yeah, and also said I listened to an audiobook, and I don't remember exactly who. I think the narrator was someone famous because I slightly recognized his voice, though it could be just as a familiar voice. I'm not sure. But yeah, sometimes there was some characters in the book that was Americans. And I really enjoyed the American narrator, the American voice in it, the narrator. But again, I might think it sounds American, and then to American voice it might sound awful and bad. So I can't say if it's a good American accent, but I liked it. So yeah, finished that one on Tuesday, and then on Friday I started and finished. Well, actually started this one on Tuesday evening, and then I finished it on Friday. It's Darling Blue by Tracy Reese in Norwegian, as you might see here, because there's an A in there. But yeah, this is actually my first Tracy Reese read. It's a historical romance. Well, historical romance. I don't say historical novel because yeah, there's a romance in there. I would say like it's more like it's about like the setting and the family and the characters. It's not like very romance focused really, but it's there. So yeah, I would say it's just kind of historical character based story in a way. Is that a word? That's what I'm gonna say. And yeah, I highly enjoy this actually. Highly enjoy it. I didn't actually think I would because it says up here in the corner that's Lucinda Riley's favorite. And I've read 2 books by Lucinda Riley, and I was not impressed by either of them. So I felt like, well, if she likes stuff, why would I like it? But still, I felt like, okay. And one day, I thought like, okay, what's this book about? I read it. I read the summary. I thought like, summary sounds interesting. So I wanted to read it, got it, and yeah, was pleasantly surprised. Though another direction, really. Well, another asterisk. The summary does not really give a good uh, overview of the book really at all. It's just gives you a whole different idea of what a book is. So I would say the summary is not that good at all. Well, anyway, like a summary gives you expectations to expect something else than what you get, and you get something much more. So in a way, maybe it's good, but like I feel like summary should like tell you something of what is going to happen, not like give you a wrong idea and stuff. So kind of nagged me, kind of bugged me this summary. But yeah, yeah, as I said, highly enjoyed it. Yeah, pretty sure I will try other books by Tracy Reese. And yeah, and then on Friday evening, I read a bit in a bowl of rum. Uh, a history of 10 of the New World in 10 cocktails by Wayne Curtis. So this one was, as you probably noticed, on my TBR. I read it slightly now and then. Like I started reading it in the beginning of the readathon, and then like didn't really feel much like reading it. I read like a page or two and didn't really read that much. And then yeah, and I kind of largely focused on this one on Saturday and on Friday. I read a page or two on Friday, and then Saturday I finished it. And yeah, you see, I I postmarked some pages that were just so interesting. You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. So here in so at like the sorry, at the end here, there's a bit about tiki bars, and there's one that says like warning. Do not make up chicken salad, tuna fish salad, mixed cream cheese olive sawdust combination salad. Spread on bread, cut off the crust, and then slice them into little oblongs or triangles. Your guests will hate you forever, and quite rightly. That was quite fun. I really enjoyed that. I feel like maybe there was something else I forgot from this. Suppose that's kind of like the issue. I mean, sometimes you note a page, but you can't remember what place from the page you liked was interesting, at least right at this moment. But it was fun, I think. So I'm just gonna go with that. I suppose I could read like the other bit as well, but honestly, can't be bothered today. Today I'm a bit like I just got my period, so I'm a bit all over the place. But yeah, I'm still gonna give you my last update, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm just not gonna give it perfectly, so deal with it. But yeah, finish this one on Saturday. Sorry. And then I had planned to read more on. Well, I finished this on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday like afternoon, and Saturday evening I didn't really read that much. Didn't read at all. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I had planned to read more, as you probably might think. Well, as you might expect. And yeah, after Saturday, I had Sunday and today left. Sunday. So my intentions were to start the day by watching Gilmore Girls. I saw an episode of Gilmore Girls on Friday, and then I continued on Sunday. So my intention was to watch an episode or two of Gilmore Girls, and then stop, and then listen to Sherlock Holmes or like some audiobook. Yeah, I didn't do that. Why didn't I do that? Well, Gilmore Girls is amazing, and I just ended up watching a lot of Gilmore Girls. Well, lots of Gilmore Girls, and I also filmed the tag that I posted on Sunday. So yeah, I didn't read anything on Sunday at all, really. And then I suppose what's left is to talk about what I did today, or what I read today. And yeah, today, oh, let's say like I didn't read much. I actually did. I just wait a moment. So yeah, today I actually started Stamped by started. I started more. It's by Ibram X Kendi and Jason Reynolds. So a bit of a story for this one actually. So I actually started slightly on audiobook back in July, beginning of August. I think actually it was at the end of July actually. I liked it, but I felt it was fine, but I felt like I couldn't really connect. And I thought like maybe I should try it on like physical. So I waited until I could order it online. I did, and yeah, now I've gotten quite a good way into it, and I very much enjoy it. And I feel it's very nice to have it as a physical copy. So yeah, I'm glad for that. For that, what decision. And sometimes it's like here you see a list, and I feel like that works very much in physical form. Like some books, I suppose it depends very much on the book, but I feel like some books works like in a way better to read physical because there's like ways the words are written and stuff. And yeah, this one I very much enjoy. Though like you could say like, can I say can I talk about this one because it says on the back and also inside that this is not a history book. Though at the same time, it's non-fiction and it's about the history of racism in America. So it is slightly history book. Like, what is a history book? I would say this slightly in some ways are. I mean, yeah, there's not very much dates and stuff, but like, still, I would say it is a history book. I think it's more like just the author being weird saying it's not, because I would say it is. It's not probably not. It's not a normal history book. It's very accessible. It's written for teens, this version, and it's very as that accessible. It's not dry, but I would say it's a history book. But yeah, I started this one as you already know by now, and I very much enjoyed it. I thought maybe I should finish it today. It's like I'm not nearly halfway through it, but I had my sister and her family over for visit for dinner the other day, and now I feel like there's some stuff to watch on TV, and yeah, I suppose I might read this like before I go to bed. But finish it, well, I suppose I might finish it in the early evening of today. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I did today. And I had to go shopping, and while I do that, like as I said, often when I go shopping, I listen to audiobooks. So I listened more to Twisted, Black History of Black Hair by Emma Dabiri. Well, it's also called Don't Touch My Hair. It's the two names in the same book, really. That one I'm really, really enjoying. I do have like almost 3 hours left of it, so yeah, that one I won't be finishing either. So yeah, there's some books I won't be finishing. This really fun. You can finish them all. I suppose you can, but like realistically, can you? Can you? I wouldn't say you can. And also, I suppose not that I should give excuses or give like reasons, but like this night till today, I slept very bad, and when I did fall asleep, I had a nightmare. So yeah, this morning I was very tired, and the whole day I've been a bit tired. So yeah, me reading just a bit, me reading just a bit, like in the book, and also listening to the audiobook. I'm happy with like what I managed really. I'm perfectly happy with what I did. I mean, it could easily have been me not reading at all and just watching Gilmore Girls all day again, except when I like had to like dinner. So yeah, that's kind of the end of like where I'm at my reading now. So I'll probably finish this like either today or tomorrow. Like I very much. Oh, I'm going hiking tomorrow, though probably could read more tomorrow evening. I mean, it's not like the chapters are very short and it's very easily read and stuff. So yeah, as I said. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on reading this soon and like now and really enjoying it, so why wouldn't I do that? I focus on this one. Yeah, I don't really see why I wouldn't. So yeah, and yeah, I didn't say. Yeah, as you might have noticed, I had these two also on my TBR. Didn't end up reading any of them. This is a library book, as you might guess from the back. So this one I plan to read either this week or next week. I have renewed the loan. I was really about. I was supposed to give it back to library last week. I haven't read any of the books, so I kind of want to renew it, and I did. So yeah, I'm focusing on this one after stamped. So that's my plan. So I suppose I will be reading some historical books like after the read, like so kind of like a add-on, like a yeah, like an add-on in a way. That's stuff I didn't get to, stuff I yeah didn't get to finish, didn't get to. This one I want to read it. If you want to read now, as I said, I have a lot of, like, this one is a library book, so I kind of feel like I have to read it like soon. This one I started reading it. I started a bit today, so I might finish it and start reading it more slowly. I don't know, but yeah. And then also moments, and then yeah, so just kind of the summary really. I also have these three books that I didn't get to at all, and I do start them. Well, I started them all, but I didn't read anything more than like a paragraph from each of these books. But like, there's non-fiction November, and I can. It's not like you have to read non-fiction simply during a readathon. I mean, I can read it whenever I want, really. So yeah, and it's books I own. So and again, it's not that much of a pressure really, though. I still want to read them. So yeah, and that happened. That's it. Is what it is. It is what it is. And yeah, also a bit to sum up. I would say that Pride by Tim Tate, with help from LGSM, is the book that is one of the books that I enjoyed most during this readathon. I think it's actually the second book I finished. The first one was Harriet Tubman, She Came to Slay. That one I really enjoyed as well. I would say, I would say I enjoyed this slightly more. I really enjoyed, yeah. So just in case you didn't know, you might not. This book is what the movie Pride is based on. So both of those, like the movie and the book, tells the story of the real life accident. I was about to say the real life events. Okay, so in 1980s in Wales, there was a big miners' strike. There was actually miners' strike also other places in UK, but like in Wales, it was like huge deal. And at the same time, there was AIDS going around, and there was hardship for the the queer community. You get what I mean. And uh, because of events, there was a group of people in the States, sorry, in the London, a group of lesbians and gays who decided they wanted to collect money for the miners and help them. So they went around London collecting money, and then I went to Wales to give money, and sometimes people from Wales came to London to get money, and so it kind of like, in this way they kind of like started like a bond between the two groups of miners in Wales and gays and lesbians in London, two subcultures. You wouldn't think they have too much in common, but they actually did. They were both ridiculed, and both were kind of in spotlight in the news, and yeah, ridiculed, looked down upon. And yeah, it's a very good book. I would say, like, read it if you have read the book. Read the book. If you've seen a movie, read it if you haven't seen a movie. It's great either way. At first, I found this because I've seen a movie. Thought like, oh, there's a book as well. Cool. I was a bit unsure if I should read it as well because I felt like often if you read books after a movie, it's not really that much of a experience really. But this I would say it's a really good choice because this kind of gives you more in-depth view of like the situation and stuff. so it's very good. It's told when it's like so the Tim Tate, he actually he actually introduced the people who were involved in this. Some of the people, of course, are dead now, so with those he kind of used interviews from back in the day, but a lot of them he could talk to, so interview them. So it's not directly a Tim Tate; it's more like him interviewing them. So it's very much their story, something based on this. But yeah, and yeah, very much enjoyed it. You get to learn stuff about miners in Wales, both in the 1980s and also 1910 and like earlier. You get a history of Pride, like Pride of queer community in UK, and you get like this individual stories, like this people stories, and yeah, it's just a very good book, really. Though I would say in a way, I actually cried a bit like during reading this because it's both touching, but also kind of a bit sad because spoiler alert, it's non-fiction, so okay, can't really be spoilers, but yeah, and it's history, but yeah, just so you know, spoiler alert. Some of the people who were involved in the from the queer community in the 1980s, they got AIDS and they died. So just listen to reading about them was just so sad because like I already had the image of people from the movie, so it's like no AIDS. So yeah, I just quite a bit from that, even though of course I never met any of them. So it's just quite really remarkable, and it just goes to show that the media of books and film is just a great, great way of telling stories and making you feel for people. And yeah, highly, highly recommend this book. Very good. And also not that long, so yeah, it's very easy to get through. And like at the middle here, there's some pictures, so that's fun. And yeah, so yeah, check out this book, but also I would also recommend watching the movie. It's from 2014. It's with the people like well known for authors, very known actors like Imelda Staunton. You see here, and that's also Ray Fiennes. No, well, I mean you can see here. Maybe you can recognize some of them. It's the priest from the hot priest from that new series, and it's also yeah, I mean, there's lots of actors that's great, and it's a very good movie, and as I said, very good book. Yep, yeah. Just gonna stop it there, really. Been babbling a bit, but yeah, stop it there. Um, and I would also recommend and highlight 1814 Nære på. 1814 Close Call. It was one of the library books, so I don't have it anymore. But I talked about just like kind of like showing I don't have it. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, I did talk about it in an earlier clip that I posted yesterday, last week. It was the story of how like the constitution in a way ended up being written, and like that year, like what happened before, what happened after. And I very much enjoyed how you got all the different point of views, and like you got both people who were highly involved and some people who were slightly involved, and yeah, I very much enjoyed it. And there was some fun pictures in there, and yeah, very much enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it really. I would say I very much enjoyed this. As I said again, I very much enjoyed this readathon. Uh, and yeah, there's been talk about repeating it for next year. I'll definitely be back for that one. That sounds so fun. And yeah, I hope you like watching this vlog. Maybe you want to check my first vlog. It's up to you really. And in case you didn't know, I did the history reading challenge book tag. I did it last week, yeah, so I'll link that in the below. Why not say this as well? During this time, I decided to like also do some other Putin videos. So like I did a video on, I did a original tag this last Saturday, The Road to El Dorado book tag. It's based on a movie. You might, well, maybe I don't have it here, but yeah, and the movie is set in 1400s in Latin America, El Dorado. So it's historical, though it's not historical, but you get what I mean. So it's slightly on topic. And then, well, no, I didn't make a tag yesterday, but another original tag. That's not really historical, but it's new. So if you want to see it, go ahead. And then that's it. I feel like there's more. If there's more, I'll link it in the below. Easy as that, really. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.